Howdy everybody. Kind of a cold, dreary day here in central Missouri. It's the day before our opening of our firearms deer season. It's going to be good weather for that. Kind of a change in times in most states. Everything kind of switches gears this time of year. But it got me thinking about our love for the outdoors and some people that don't appreciate what we do or just downright don't want to tolerate what we do. So I have a little story I'm going to tell you about antis and how I dealt with one time. I think I came out on top pretty well. Hope you guys like this. This is Hickbilly Outdoors with D.W. Verts. Be back in just a second. Check out this one. He's purty. He's nice. Be right back. Okay, so a little bit of background. I sold boats for a lot of years of my life, 20, 21 years or so. And the last place I sold them was at Laurie Marine and Sporting Goods at Lake of the Ozarks. And that was a store. We also handled firearms, ammunition, reloading supplies, archery stuff. I did everything you could do in the outdoors except fishing tackle. But I sold plenty of bass boats too. Anyway, so what happens when you're selling boats at Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri, and most places, you deal with folks from a lot of different cultures, a lot of different societies and different places, different than what we do, which is, or we're different than them. Anyway, so I sold boats to a lot of folks from Kansas and Illinois and wherever, not just Missouri. A lot of boats to Kansas. And the political views of people are different, whatever. You learn to accept that. You don't, at least I never could kiss too much butt on it, but all you was interested in getting them a good boat and getting them in what they wanted. So that was my whole thing. In this sporting goods store, however, and this pretty much dated way back to Bass Pro Shop times when Johnny Morris first started, they had it decorated pretty heavily with taxidermy. Lots of taxidermy. Mounted birds, mounted deer, waterfowl, squirrels, funny stuff. It's the motif. It's what we did. It's what we do. It's what they still do, and it's just acceptable to our kind of people. Now, I'm saying our kind of people because if you're watching this and you're not going to appreciate this, I'm not really sure why you're watching it, because the title should say something like how to deal with dummies when it comes to deer hunting anti. What? That's not nice. Anyway, so here's the story. I was selling a boat, or trying to sell a boat to a nice couple. They were from Kansas. The big old tri-tune pontoon. And we did the whole thing of talking to them one time in the store and go over a lot of things. And then we took them for a test drive. And when they show up for a test drive, we always invite them to bring folks with them because these big old tri-tunes handle people well. And they brought another couple with them. Now, these are people, I say they were older. Now that I'm older, they weren't that old, but they were in their 60s or so, and they really nice folks from Kansas. They bought a boat. They said yes when we got back to the shop. They talked it over. I always gave people plenty of time. About 7 miles to the launch ramp. We get back, they come in with their friends, and they ask a couple more very intelligent questions. We got done, he goes, okay, we'll take one. So we sat down and did the paperwork at my desk and filled out what they wanted, how they wanted it. I don't remember if I ordered a boat, if I had it in stock, whatever. It was a done deal. So we're all standing up, shaking hands. The pressure's off. The boat is sold. My job now to get to the rigging department. All those cool things have to happen. And here's the story. I said, is there anything else I can do for y'all? And the lady that was with them, the couple that was accompanying them, the lady said, yeah, could you tell me how they got the look of pain and suffering off that deer up there on the wall? A mounted 8-point deer, how they got the look of pain and suffering off of his face. Boy, there's so many answers. I had the man, their friend's deposit check in my hand. what do you do? And I swear, it's like my Yogi Bear story. I swear this is how it happened. I ad-libbed this. I lied. I made a story up on the spot, unrehearsed, and I'm proud of it this day. Would still use it again. I felt like I came in on top. So here's what I told her. I said, well, ma'am, there's a story behind that deer. A friend of ours killed that deer just out back here in the next property over. I said he shot that deer. Clean shot, killed that deer dead. Yeah, it died, obviously. I said, the story is, though, it had a twin brother, another 8-point buck. We watched them grow up from fawns. We watched those deer grow up. But his brother, shortly after he was killed, was hit by a car down the road, just over the hill here, down this next holler. And this gal, she did, yep, hit by a car, but it didn't kill the deer, ma'am. I said it broke his back hips, and if he flopped over in the ditch, and nobody knew he was there. And he laid there for a day or so, flopping and trying to get up, tore up, broke down. I said, then the coyotes found him. And the coyotes don't kill them before they start eating, ma'am. I said the coyotes started eating on that deer right there on the spot. And you hear that deer screams all the way up here at the shop, a quarter mile away. You hear that deer screaming. Was that too much? I didn't feel like it was. It was kind of an affront to me to come into my house, my church, where I work, and say something kind of ignorant like painting a heifer on a mounted deer. Obviously, lady has no clue. Anyway, so I said, don't you think it, Paul shooting that other 8-pointer up on the wall with a gun and killing it dead right there on the spot was probably a better way to go? And she said, yeah. And anyway, that was kind of a weird session the way it ended, selling a boat. So it seemed to me like they bought a boat stock. It was just about a week or so later. They come to get their boat. And I do a delivery. I was always very inclusive on the way I did things. Went to the water. They picked it up on a trailer. We went to the water, did the delivery, went over everything on the boat. And finally, we're done. Like I said, pressure's off. Everybody's happy. Boat's great. It's all going to be good. And I asked them, I said, hey, what about your friend and that deer hunting thing? What was the deal? He said, oh my God. They said she wouldn't say a word about it. He said, you shut her up. I said, well, that was kind of the intention. I said, I'm sorry. No, she's snooty and all that, but she said she's never said nothing about it all week. I said, well, I guess maybe I got a point across. He said, I think you got a point across. Well, I thought it was a good story. He said, was it true? I said, no, it wasn't true. That's a hillbilly lie. Whatever. I said, no, it wasn't true. So I look at that as a win. Maybe it's a little bit too much. But life is too much. Animals do die like that. Animals get ate on flopping in a ditch. It happens. So I embellished pretty heavy. I lied, whatever. You need to know how to deal with things like that because it still happens. That's the threat of the antis and the way they go about things and undermined ways they do things. A true sportsman, outdoorsman, deer hunter, trapper, fisherman is also a huge conservationist. Now, we got this deer season starting in the morning, and I hear them sighting in rifles over behind me right now. So many people are not, how do you say it? I'm going to get in trouble. Not deer hunters. They're just out to kill deer. I don't know, fishermen. There's people that don't delve into it as deep as I do, and the romanticism and the need that I feel to do my part to help control nature as much as possible and help do my part, that I'm helping an animal. Anytime I kill an animal, I'm not helping that animal, but I'm helping the herd as a whole. I understand that, I think, pretty well. True outdoorsmen are conservationists, naturalists, tree huggers to a degree, because we love our trees. So you need to be proud of that. You need to embrace it. And sometime I'll tell you about a story at a trapping deal where a lady showed up with a bunny, like a ever-ready bunny hat on. That didn't end quite as well because you couldn't beat her with a 2x4. She wasn't going to lose. So there you are, guys. Shooting them rifles over my shoulder. I'm doing some straightening up today, and it's going to be a little hiatus because I'm not going to get out in the woods and do much for next week or two. Get mistaken for a 10-point fat boy buck. It's a weird time of year. It's time of change. There's plenty of chores to be done. So this is about it for a few days. Thank you all a bunch. I'm Dale Verts. God bless you all. Good luck with your hunting and trapping and fishing endeavors this fall. And hope to see you pretty soon. Take care.